Stahelski and Keanu Reeves. Welcome to Berlin. Welcome, Chad and Keanu, to Berlin.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Thank you very much for bringing this great movie to Germany. I have the first question basically that springs to mind. This must be the ultimate compliment and satisfaction to know that you got to do part 2 because the fans love #1 so much. What does that mean to you, and especially how much pressure did that put on you to create a unique story for the second one?
Yeah, well, I mean, we wouldn't be here without the affection that the first John Wick achieved and was given. So I love the role, I love making the film, and to have the opportunity to play it again and to work with Chad was really a great gift.
Chad?
No, it was. It's a little bit shocking afterwards. We made the first movie with the intent of doing a somewhat artsy genre film, an action film that kind of was a bit of a throwback to some of the '70s stuff that Keanu and myself and my partner really liked. And then to have the response that we did was very, very flattering. And when they asked us to do a second one, it was, I thought it was a great opportunity. Keanu wanted to do it. It was just a matter of finding a story and a way to expand the world that we found very interesting. And it was, again, quite the experience to go back with a cast member that puts up with so much abuse, so we could take it to a different level. So, thank you, Keanu.
Thank you, Chad.
Chad and Keanu, I think this is sort of like the fairy tale world of assassins. It's a very amazing, colorful, fictitious world. And what I like about the second one, I mean, the action is great, but I like the comedic elements even more. Especially, for example, the bar sequence with Carmen, Peter Stormare in the beginning, or the whole sequence when you get your gear in Italy.
Yeah.
How important was it for you guys to add these moments to the movie to make John Wick even more, the character?
Fun.
Yeah, exactly. Fun.
Very fun, yeah. I think when you come down to what we want to do with the sequel, which was really about world expansion and how to make the action a little bit bigger, but at the same time interesting, and to go a different route, it was about action design and how we pace. You can go ahead and add a little bit more brutality, I guess, to the action if you can let the audience off the hook a little bit. So we wanted to kind of, being able to create a rhythm of build you up, this is very cool, this is very actiony, and then let you down with a little bit of humor, and at the same time let the audience know that we're not taking ourselves too seriously.
Tell us a little bit more, Keanu, about the sequence with Carmen. You basically beat the shit out of each other, and then you go and have a drink. And then, what was that like?
I'm glad you liked it. In John Wick, there's the underworld, and the underworld has its own rules and codes and ethics, and one of them is that there'll be no business, done on continental grounds, which is this hotel kind of world where it's a kind of safe spot for assassins. And Carmen, who plays Cassie, who's a kind of a peer assassin, he and I fight, and then we crash into the continental, and then Franco Nero says, "Gentlemen, go have a drink at the bar," and we do. And so it's kind of cool and fun just to be trying to kill each other and then go have a drink at the bar. I don't know. It was a really fun scene to do. Yeah.
Thank you. Questions from the floor. Gentleman right here in the bus row.
Hi, I'm Pavis from RTL West. Don't wonder why I'm hanging here with the iPhone, because it's streaming live on the internet. So,
hello, internet!
So nice greetings from all your German fans, Keanu Reeves Germany and so on. And Patrick Pitch and Danny Müller is asking, how hard were all these fighting scenes for you, and how much cuts and bruises did you get, honestly?
Honestly, I didn't get too many cuts and bruises. No, I didn't get too many cuts. The action for John Wick is really fun and demanding. Chad really wants to have longer takes and really bring the audience to the action. And for me, it's really fun to try to do as much as I possibly can. And so it's more judo, more jiu-jitsu, the gun work. And I really feel like a responsibility because this gentleman has a very, there's no limit to his imagination. So in a way, I become the limit. Like, it's only as good as I can get, which I appreciate that offer, that gift, but it is, and challenge, but it's what makes it worthwhile.
Thank you, and it's well done. I enjoy it so much. So
Thank you.
My compliments.
Okay.
Question right here from the gentleman and then over here.
Yeah. Hi Keanu, hi Chad, and first of all, thanks for this fantastic action masterpiece. Keanu,
Action masterpiece!
yeah, it was impressive, really impressive. Keanu, how is it being back as John Wick, and what was the most challenging action sequences and physically demanding stunt for you while shooting John Wick Chapter 2?
First of all, thank you. And I don't know, I love playing the role. I think I love his will, I like his passion, I love his grief. I like that he gets knocked down, he keeps going, gets back up. I would say the most challenging action sequence was the fight with Common. He and I have a long action sequence where we have 2 fights, and 2 gun fights. But the one that we fight outside the room is very technical, excuse me, and demanded a lot of cooperation. So that had the most training in it. In terms of getting hurt or anything like that, no, everybody's okay.
Everybody lived. No actors were hurt in the making of this film.
Yeah.
Much.
The gentleman right here and then the lady over there.
Hello, Thorsten Bretzinger for Alex Radio, 60 Minutes, and Friedrich Potsdam. Question for both, actually, Mr. Stahelski and Mr. Reeves. To this genre, there's always a little bit the discussion attached. Does it trigger violence in the real world? What is your opinion about it?
I would say with John Wick, no. Yeah, it's a fun film, and it's got such a heightened sense of reality, and I don't know. I think I would just say if you're a healthy human being, no.
It's in the interpretation, and that's a very good point, and we're very aware of that, coming from the action background that we both do. We went out purposely on the first John Wick to try and keep creating a mythological world. That's why you see the colors, the extreme wardrobe, the extreme language. We just want to make sure everyone knows that it is more or less a fantasy and how we treat it. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier with humor. We want it to be a fun ride, the action ride. That's why we keep hitting John Wick with cars. He seems to have a problem with cars.
And windows, Chad. Windows.
And stairs.
And stairs. I drove down stairs.
So you try to put the flaws in the character, let people know that, yeah, look, we're having fun. We're trying to create a hero. Yes, he does do things with the gun. He does have an affinity for the headshot, for sure. Again, we try to stay away from rounding it too much to give it that emotional content of actual violence. We prefer to think of it more as the video game line. So it's a little bit more fun and adventure wish for filming.
Bro.
Hello, Raquel Guapa from TV Berlin. I have a question to Keanu or to you, Chad. Who came up with the idea to reunite you with the Matrix Lawrence Fishburne?
That's Chad.
I think it's Lawrence.
I think it was Lawrence.
It was Lawrence.
Yeah.
Lawrence came to, I think Keanu and Lawrence bumped into each other. And I'll let Keanu tell that story, but yeah, I definitely capitalized on it.
Yeah, Lawrence and I are friends. We were hanging out. He said he really liked the first one. I said, really? He said, yeah. And I said, well, you want to do it? He went, well, let me read a script. I said, hey, Chad, Lawrence wants to read the script. Chad sent Lawrence a script, and Lawrence said, yes. And he plays the Bowery King, which is another underworld element, opening up the world, and he's magnificent.
Yeah, it was quite shocking. We had really written the part with him in mind after spending 10 years together on the Matrix trilogy. But we had never hoped to get him, and then Keanu would come into the office one day saying Lawrence was interested. And it literally took 5 minutes to make up our minds, go, yeah, we got to get him. So that was a good thing.
Chad, let's talk about the way that he shot the movie, because if you look at action movies nowadays, there are a lot of cuts to make it faster. You basically didn't do any cuts. It looks like they
go crazy. Yeah, there's some cuts.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like you had some long sequences that you shot. How did you go about preparing that, and what did that mean for you, Keanu, as the main character?
Yeah, no, just process-wise, it is we just believe it's kind of like pool, you got to call your shot. Most modern-day action films are cut or edited in a very specific way, or a very fast or choppy way, and it's come to mean, again, there are some directors and some editors out there that do it as an aesthetic, it's a style, and then there's others that do it because they're trying to hide something, or they didn't prepare properly, and we found that a lot as action directors. It's mostly you're trying to hide the stunt double, you're trying to hide the lights, you're trying to hide the set, you're trying to hide the wires, you're trying to hide the imperfections of performance, you're trying to hide that you didn't have enough prep time, or the camera's inability to capture the action. So if you really go back, we decided, well, we're just going to prep. It all comes down through the concept of, like Keanu was saying earlier, about we have a big imagination, but it does come down to John Wick. So rather than have a scene where you have two guys in suits sitting in a room going, John Wick was a badass, he did this, we just decided, well, we're not going to do that, we're just going to show you. In order to show you, we have to have the audience see Keanu Reeves as John Wick performing what any of us would consider impressive. And that means longer takes, bigger moves, driving a car, falling downstairs, going up. So we had to involve the audience into the character's participation. In order to do that, you have to be on board with your cinematographer. So from the very beginning, we told Dan Lauston, Kevin Kamera, our production designer, our cameramen were at the rehearsals, and you start 4 months out going, we're going to do longer takes, we're going to see the world, we want the audience to be transported into the world of John Wick, whether it's catacombs, a rock concert, or the streets of New York. And you start with your crew and you go, okay, this is the shot, this is what it's going to do. And when your cinematographer gets that, he works to either put the lights in the shot so you can see wider, or he builds them into the set. The cameramen are at the rehearsals, the wardrobe guys at the rehearsals, the prop masters are at the rehearsals. So by the time we actually get to set, we're not wasting our time going, oh my God, how are we going to do this? We're more about, well, let's do more takes, let's find out a more creative way to do it. The time is spent creatively and not logistically. But that starts literally as soon as we began prep and start location scouting. And what that means is the stunt teams have to take Keanu and the other cast members and work not only on the physical skills, but their performance skills, their memory skills, and rehearse that not just with each other, but with the stunt teams, the cameramen, lighting guys, and just work all as a really a big live performance, really, which is fun, but a lot of work.
It sounds like it. But a lot of work for you as well.
But we're saying work like it's work. It's I mean it's work, but it's also, I'm doing fake fights and but it's it takes a lot of commitment, and with the longer takes, it's it's a little more demanding, and you just have to. I mean, it's a longer dance, and you just try not to suck. Just trying.
And you did.
Yeah, but I appreciate
that's a good thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Question from the lady over there.
Hi, my name is Christina from German Radio. I heard that you are going to make a film with a producer from Berlin. When are you going to shoot in Germany, a whole film, or in Berlin?
Yeah, that would be really great. It's not going to be on that film, but because it's called Siberia, and not Berlin. But no, I would love to work here. Chad's had the chance to work here, I think, a few times, right?
A couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Are you speaking German?
Am I speaking German? No, I'm speaking some Russian and some American English. But No, it would be really. I got to work in Munich once, in Bavaria Film Plots, but never here in Berlin.
Question from the lady.
Hi, this is for the German press agency. I understand you're Canadian. What's your view on the current political situation?
Politics.
Exactly. Let's try and stick to the movie. I think that'll be the best
okay.
thing.
It's a crazy time out there.
What would John Wick say?
Send them all to me.
Yeah. I don't know. He probably wouldn't say much, but what do we say?
We can jump to the next question.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't want to. I mean, the young lady asked it for a reason, I guess. And, I don't know if she saw the movie or not, but yeah, I mean, America has a new president and getting their administration together, and some decisions have been made and actions being done that a lot of people don't agree with and probably aren't quite humanly correct. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a time of hopefully positive involvement, and yeah, we can. I'm not answering this very well, so maybe I should answer a question about something I know about.
Right here. From the